Hello everyone, this is the first lesson recording for IM2, January 21st, 2021. The goal for the day, we're going to continue with studying quadratic equations and sketching a parabola without creating a t-chart. Few announcements. Just a reminder, the retake for quiz number 1 is tomorrow, that's Friday, January 22nd at 10:15 in my study hall. So please make sure that you prepare for it and you come to the study hall tomorrow. And again, a reminder that higher score will be kept, meaning that if you do worse on the retake, then your quiz score will remain as the original score. So there's really nothing to lose. The only way you can go is go up. So really you should try to take the retake if you're not at all happy with your quiz grade. Also, I've asked some students who have lost a lot of points because they did not show the diamond puzzle to meet with me to discuss how they solved it. Okay, in which case that they're going to earn back like 32% back on their quiz score. So that's huge, and if you are one of them, then you should be coming to see me. Just email me and request to meet with me and we can discuss it then. Okay, so then let's get started. Before we get into anything, I want to talk about how many y-intercepts can a quadratic function have. So I have 8 different quadratic functions here. So looking at this, how many y-intercepts do you see in graph number 1? How many do you see in graph number 2? How many do you see in graph number 3, and so on? Remember, y-intercept is where the graph, that's the red part, the curved part is the graph, crosses the y-axis. How many points is the graph crossing the y-axis? Well, hopefully you're going to be telling me 1 for graph 1, 1 for graph 2 right there. Where is the graph crossing? Right here, right here, right there. Okay, that's where the y-axis is, and it's being crossed there. It's not on the x-axis or y-axis, or I mean it's not, yeah, right here and here and here. So with all different types of quadratic or parabolas, there's always just one y-intercept. So it does not matter whether it's opening up or whether it's opening down or whether it's very flat or whether it's very pointy, it's always going to have just one y-intercept. What about x-intercept? Now this same problem, but this time we're asking how many x-intercepts can a quadratic function have? Well, let's look at the first one. X-intercept, where does the graph cross the x-axis? It actually just touches. It does not actually go over to the other side. It just touches it at one point and then goes back out. So it actually just has one point here. Okay, what about here? I see 2 points, one here and another one here, being the graph crossing the x-axis. Similarly, 1, 2. Okay, regardless of whether it's opening up or opening down. What about this, when it is shifted to the left and it is touching? How many times? I just see 1. What about this? It's shifted. It's not centered like the other ones. However, it is crossing 2 times. So far we have 1 time or 2 times, and again there 2 times the graph crosses the x-axis. That means we have 2 x-intercepts. What about this? Does the graph ever touch or cross the x-axis? No, so there's none. So that means our quadratic function can have 0, as in the case of graph 8, 1, as in the case of graph 1, 2, and 5, or 2 as in the case of 3, 4, and 5 and 6 graph. Okay, so I'm sorry about the internet and power issue last Tuesday. Hopefully it's going to work better. I am going to review some of the work that I did not actually get to do with you. So to do that, I am going to ask you to continue with, actually start a new Desmos activity where you are going to be asking yourself, how do I recognize the parabola attributes from a equation? And to do that, you're going to build a table first, then look for the attributes from the table. So you're going to be doing all the cards number 1 to 8. And remember, the attributes that we're talking about in parabola is, we're obviously talking about the x and y intercepts, but additionally we have the vertex and the axis of symmetry, where you're giving me the equation of that line. Vertex is going to be coordinate. Y-intercept and x-intercepts, they can be coordinates. Okay, so please pause the video and do the Desmos activity now. Okay, so this is the first card where you are building the table. Fill in the missing value of y to build the table for the quadratic equation y is equal to 2x squared plus 4x minus 30 for the given values of x. Okay, so all the x values are given. Some of the y values have been filled out for you. You just need to fill out the ones that are missing. Okay, so let's start with the easy one. When x is equal to 0, that's always the easy one, because when x is equal to 0, that becomes 2 times 0 squared. What's 2 times 0 squared? 0 squared is 0. 2 times 0 is just going to be 0. So this, the first term becomes 0. 4 times 0 is 0. So 0 plus 0 is 0, then minus 30. So this is just going to be negative 30. Okay. What about 1? It has been already filled in. Negative 1 is also pretty easy. Okay, but you just need to make sure that you do not lose the negative symbol here. So I'm going to show my work right on the side. So when x is equal to 1, x is equal to negative 1. Okay, what is y? Y is going to be 2 times negative 1 all squared plus 4 times negative 1 minus 30. Oops. Okay, so I'm going to just erase that. Be better. Okay, so then what do I have? We need to do the exponents first. So negative 1 squared is just 1 times 2 is 2. 4 times negative 1 is negative 4. Then to that we're subtracting 30, which leaves me with negative 34 plus 2 is going to be negative 32. So I can enter for negative 1, negative 32. Okay, what about when x is equal to negative 3? Then y is going to be 2 times negative 3 all squared plus 4 times negative 3 and then minus 30. Okay, alright, so what is negative 3 all squared? We need to evaluate this first because of the order of operation. Negative 3 squared is negative 3 times negative 3, which is positive 9, so it's going to be 2 times 9, so that's going to be positive 18. 4 times negative 3 is negative 12, and then to that we are subtracting 30. So together we have negative 42 plus 18, or I can think of it as positive 6 plus negative 30 is going to be negative 24. So I am going to be entering here negative 24. Okay, I am not going to continue anymore. I do want you to fill out the rest. Okay, so again, make sure you go step by step, and you are less likely to make mistake. Do not skip too many steps, especially do not make sure you use parentheses, especially for the negative numbers, so that you do not lose the negative symbol. Okay, so then let's move on to the next card. Okay, so the table has been filled here for you. Now looking at as the x values increase from -6 all the way to 5, how do the y values change? Y values start from 18, become 0, -14, 24, -24, -30, and then -32. So from here to there, it seems to be decreasing. But then from -32, it turns around and it starts to increase. It's becoming more positive from this direction. Okay, so the y values decrease first, and then it increases. It's going to be what I'm going to say. Alright, so if it's decreasing first and then increasing, are you going to have a maximum or minimum? Okay, again, that means that as the graph, if I have the graph, you're going from negative, the x is going from negative to positive. So negative all the way to positive here, that means it's going from left to right. What is happening to the y value? Y is starting at something like 18 and then becoming 0 and then becoming more negative and reaches -32, and then it starts coming back up. So you should be able to visualize this kind of parabola. In this case, are you going to have maximum or minimum point? This vertex is going to be the minimum point. So I am going to click minimum. And you need to explain why. Okay, do you think the parabola is going to open up or down? From the parabola that we drew, it's going to open up. Explain your thinking. And the vertex is, okay, where is the turning point in the direction? It is, we said, was this point. Okay, up to here, the numbers are decreasing. But from here, all the way, it's increasing. So this is the turning point where the directions change. So then I am going to write the coordinate. Vertex is a coordinate. It's not just x value, it's not just y value, it's a coordinate of x and y. So it's going to be in parentheses -1, comma, -32. And that is my vertex. Okay, what would be the equation of the line of symmetry? We said that the vertex was -1, comma, -32. We know that the line of symmetry always goes through the vertex, and it's a vertical line. That means we are looking at the x coordinate, and that's x coordinate is -1, so it's going to be x is equal to -1. Now we have to enter the coordinates of x-intercepts and y-intercepts. What are we looking for? Well, we know that the x-intercepts are always going to have the y-coordinate of 0. So do you see any with the y-coordinate of 0? We have -5, 0. And we have 3, 0. And for the y-intercept, we're looking for the x-coordinate to be 0. That's going to be 0, -30. And I get to share with my class. Okay, so, and the next card just checks all your answers, compares with the correct answer. And I'll continue next.